Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hillside Live. My name is Dave Z.
I'm Bree Molitor, and we've got a special guest commentator with us for a little while here, Mr. Joe Pierce, the main maniac. How's it going today, Joe?
It's going very good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing awesome. We got sunshine now. We've got major horsepower out there on the hill. You went already on Hill 1. You'll be racing Hill 2 here in a little while. Tell me how that went for you for your first pass.
It didn't go well at all. We got up top of the hill, and I got a little sideways and hit a tree, and looked like a rookie today. But we can't win them all, I guess, right?
It happens to us all.
Yes.
So what do you, from being out on the hill, we've asked a couple people, but it looks so different once you're up there than it does just from watching down here or watching, on the live feed. So describe it for us in a few words, what the hill is like out there today.
The hill is actually great. They picked out an awesome hill for us. It's really steep in the beginning, and they got a couple tight turns, which, makes a driver hill out of it. And then there's a really steep launch at the top, and it worked out good. Yeah,
that curve at the top was causing some problems, for a lot of people having to back up a bit. And then, like you said, there was a little bit of a jump at the top. I saw a little bit of air from most people up there, so...
Joe, we really appreciate you joining us and hanging out with us for a few runs today. Why don't we go back and see what the standings were? Take a look at the leaderboard.
All right.
It was it was so close for so long. We're talking about so many drivers were within like a tenth of a second of each other until Wes Keene.
Wes Keene.
It was amazing.
Good gracious. Wes Keene laid down a 14.97, which got him 50 points. He won the first hill. And then Tim Cameron was right on his tail with a 15.27. In third place.
One of the interesting things about Wes is that I actually leave my buggy at his brother's shop, and I fly back and forth to Maine. And Wes parks his buggy outside in the rain, does no maintenance to it, and gets in it and shows up at the races and beats these guys.
That just doesn't seem right.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. He barely puts a tarp over.
He smoked the field yesterday in the UTV class, and today,
right.
Gosh,
it seems like a long time ago already because it was so early.
We've been doing this all day. We've been doing this since the middle of the night, people. But it was just such an amazing show when he stepped to the line today, and you could just tell.
Killed it.
You could just tell when he hit that first hill, that first portion of the hill, he was just on fire.
On fire. He can drive very well.
And he's been driving like that for years now. I remember I was telling you earlier, like the very first 4x4 Nation episode that my dad and I did, I don't know, 6-7 years ago or something. Wes Keene was on that video, and that was before I knew who any of the drivers were, and I just remember watching him. I don't even remember what park it was at, but he was flying through the air. I think he got caught on fire or something, just like...
Yeah, that's normal to us.
Extreme.
What did you think his name was?
Well, for a while I thought it was Wes King. I obviously never saw it written down.
Wes Keene.
Wes King.
Absolutely. So, in back of Timmy Cameron, who was in second place on the first hill, we have Bubba Bacon, who laid down a 15.61, and then in fourth place on that hill was Clayton Hollingsworth with a 15.62, a hundredth of a second. I mean, that's insanity right there.
Yeah, you'll have that with these fast hills.
And we've been talking about consistency, how consistent Brandon Davis has been for the past few years. And he hit the hill, laid down a 16.15, which was pretty awesome.
Nice. We had Cheryl, his wife, in here, guest commentating with us for a little while earlier also, in case you missed that, or in case you missed her introduction and wondered what the third voice you were hearing was. That was Cheryl in here with us for a little while.
And he was in fifth place on that hill. Adam Ringer, your friend and mine. Adam's such an awesome,
great guy.
Awesome person.
Great guy for the sport, always helping people out. I backed into a tree and broke a wheel on the first hill. He was the first one to come up to me, offered me a spare tire and wheel, and I got it on my buggy right now, ready for the second hill.
Would he not be one of the first people to jump up and offer a rental to somebody if they needed it?
Oh, absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
Danny Smith borrowed it a couple weeks ago.
Hey, you hear that? You hear that out there?
Speaking of Adam Ringer, I believe that he is first to the line for the second hill
I hear Showgirl is fired up.
But before we get going, Adam's going to sit there for a second. We're going to run a commercial. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be back real quick, and we'll be hitting Hill 2 here at Windrock OHV Park.
Affordable EFI is in sight now with Sniper EFI from Holly. Easy to install, self-tunes, and replaces most 4-barrel carbs. Forget cold start issues, hesitations, vapor lock, and flooding. Get big performance starting at just $999.95. Sniper EFI.
Raw power, we crave. Hammer down, throttle open. Nitro nose differentials and nitro nose power. With a range of parts to meet all needs. Quality, all conditions.
Welcome back, everybody, to the season opener for the Southern Series presented by Go Forth Tire. My name is Dave Z.
I'm Bree Molitor.
I'm Joe Pierce.
We got Joe Pierce commentating with us for the next few. People's champ, baby.
All right,
Main
we've got
maniac.
Adam Ringer on the line. Do we have any Showgirl fans out there? Oh, that sounded so northern. Did you hear how I just said there?
It was pretty
I don't know where that
Yankee-ish.
came from. Maybe it's because I've been listening to Joe over here.
We'll be saying park the car before you know it.
Don't you know?
Yeah.
Like left or right? Going on the top. What is it?
If you like big boy axles,
Right? The top
you love Showgirl.
I thought you were going to say Plowboy. Oh, that was loud.
Ring that bell, baby. Ring that bell. Adam
Making
Ringer out
that
the top.
look
1964.
All right, so if you missed it, we're on Hill 2 of the Bouncer Race here at Windrock OHV Park today. You are watching Hillside Live with Dave and Bree. We've got Joe Pierce joining us as a guest commentator for a bit until he's ready to get back out for his second pass. On this hill, they have an option. There's 3 different outlets at the top of the hill. Joe, you know more than I do about it. You've been out there looking at it. Can you explain just a little bit the options up there?
Well, what they did on this hill was they gave us 3 different options. Straight up the hill is the steepest and the hardest, but it will be the fastest if you make it. And there's a couple lines to the left that are a little easier, safer, no really big chance of crashing, but it's going to take you a little longer to get up them.
Gotcha.
And people, if you like what we're doing, if you love the sport of rock bouncing, if you have a favorite driver or a favorite buggy, I'm only going to ask you to do one thing. I'm not going to ask you for money. I'm not going to ask you to thank us. I need you to just share this, please, all right?
But if you want to give us money,
share.
we won't turn it down.
Right. Make it out to Dave and Bree, okay? We got this.
I'm helping. Yeah. I'm helping.
And Joe.
Randall Key on the line. Randall Key is on the line. He had some problems on the first hill, but I talked to him a minute ago, and he said he had them worked out, and he's going to give it a go.
Unfortunately, his issues on the first hill did not stop him from crossing the finish line and getting a time.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how he can drive that buggy. It's absolutely amazing with all them hand controls. It blows my mind. When Randall came out the top of the first hill, he actually bumped the tree after the timer and cracked his knuckle. And the recovery crew went up and helped him out and got it all welded up and got him ready for the second hill.
Very, 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 I mean, just consistent today. 23:09 time for Randall. I couldn't be prouder. Well, only if he was standing on top of that podium. If we get him on top of that podium, that is my goal. Somehow I am going to wish him up on the
We're
top
gonna
of the
make it
podium
happen,
this year.
Dave. I mean, by we, I mean Randall, but you know, we're gonna will him there.
Yes.
Randall with a time of 23.09, and we've got none other than Mr. Rich Keith on the line. Had a little trouble.
Speaking of crazy,
Yeah, well,
I hope you guys caught Richie's classic rollover, landed on his wheels and kept going earlier. If not, you'll have to hit up the SRRS Facebook page to catch that live broadcast from Hill 1 and see the kind of stunt that Richie pulled.
Did you notice that after he flipped over and it landed back on the wheels, there was zero hesitation when he hit the gas?
It's almost like he's done that before, Joe.
I was thinking the same thing. He's done that a few times.
And for those of you just joining us, this is hill number 2 at Windrock ORV Park in Oliver Springs, Tennessee. This is our season opener for the Southern Series presented by Go Forth Tire. My name's Dave, and I'm hanging out with Bree and the People's Champ, the main maniac. Yes, sir, sitting with us in the studio. Hope you're enjoying yourselves, people. Let us know where you're from.
Tiffany Porter, the next race will be in Wildcat, Kentucky, March 30th through 31st. Anyone else out there who wants to know about the upcoming events for the rest of the season, head to srrs.rocks and check out the website for all the information for pretty much anything related to the series. And you can also hit up SRRS Facebook page to catch all the live broadcasts, the driver interviews, and all the fun stuff that Dave and I are putting out there for you guys. We hope you enjoy. Let us know what you want to see, who you want us to talk to. As always, the show is for you, everyone that can't be here.
We have gotten, well, you know what? While we have a second and a half before Richie goes, you want to tell us about your event going on up north?
We actually put an event on in New Hampshire. It's May 19th this year. It's in Warren, New Hampshire at Mountain Mud Run. We had 8 bouncers come up last year, and we're looking to have more come up this year.
So is it like an open invitation? Do they need to contact you, Joe? How's it going to work, brother?
They can either contact me via Facebook or the Mountain Mud Run website.
All right, we'll talk about it.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that with us. Those mega truck axles up with him now, though.
Yeah. Those are some big axles. He had problems breaking the old ones. I'm assuming that's why he went to these.
Well, Joe, you just may get your wish, brother. He's going to the bottom, and he's about to put it up in the air, isn't he?
I was kind of thinking I did so awful on the first hill. Maybe we should just put on a show on the second hill. I'm pretty sure I'm out of the, I'm off the podium.
I don't think you're the first driver out here to ever think that either.
I mean, everybody likes good air, right?
Yeah. Richie's struggling a bit with getting tangled up in the tree line today. Hello, Kurt Bryant. Glad to see you watching.
Any Mainers on there yet?
Where are all our Maine people?
I just saw somebody from Hawaii.
There are a bunch of you watching. Where are you from? Where are you from? Let's hear it.
Is on Hill 2 here at Windrock ORV Park. If you missed any of the action so far, he's having a little trouble today getting that buggy to go where he wants it to go. If If you missed it earlier, he had a pretty epic rollover on Hill 1, landed on his tires and kept going, no hesitation. If you didn't see that and you want to check it out, head to the SRRS Facebook page and you can see all our previous live broadcasts.
I wonder if we're going to see Luke Wilson up at Wildcat.
Really hung up on that tree.
All right, guys, hold on to your hats. We're going to be back
All right.
in a minute.
Out right there.
Bring your old iron furniture back to life. Add some flair to your custom hot rod. No job is too small or too big for Rick's Powder Coating. Rick's Powder Coating. Start with a great finish.
Power, progression, determination, innovation, experience, speed. We are Super ATV with industry-leading suspension, heavy-duty Rhino brand axles, and all-out performance tuning. Let Super ATV fuel your off-road passion. Visit superatv.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Hillside Live. My name is Dave.
I'm Bree Molitor, and we are Hill 2 here at Windrock ORV. Got a little bit of recovery going on, so we're going to take a chance to chat with you guys about some upcoming events. We've got Joe Pierce here hanging with us. If you have a question for him, now is your chance to drop a comment and let us know.
I mean, surely you got a question or two for the main maniac.
The question that I get all the time is, how far did you drive? I mean, that blows everybody's mind. 20 hours is average for us to get to a race.
So from Maine to Central Tennessee, I mean, it's kind of a central area, right?
Yeah, it's 22 hours.
Wow.
Central.
Right.
Yeah, central location.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Steve Stosberg.
So, is Scott about to go?
I do believe so. We've got Scott on the line. I guess they got Richie out of there. He was hung up on a tree at the top of the hill.
Huge shout out to the RCV recovery crew on that.
Absolutely.
I don't know how they got him out so quickly. So,
Luke Wilson says hi, Joe.
What's that?
Luke Wilson said hi to you. Hi,
He's
Joe.
my buddy. I like Luke. Good man.
So how's that? You got that wheel taken care of?
Yeah, it's all fixed. Yeah. My buddy
Now you
Adam
got some
Ringer.
new. Yeah, I was going to say you got some new wheels. You got a shout out for anybody?
I got a bunch of shout outs actually. There's this group Apollo 1. It's been helping me out quite a bit. Mr. Adam
That's
Ringer.
the Adam Ringer deal,
Yes,
right? Awesome.
Yep. Yukon Gear and Axle. They've been helping me out for a couple of years now. Great company to work with. ADS Racing Shocks. We spent a lot of time designing my shocks and getting them dialed in. And if I could just drive, the shocks are working
Whatever,
good.
dude. Whatever.
We had a bad first go.
If I could just drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Austin Machine builds all my drive lines. I haven't had a drive line breakage in 3 years. So.
Oh my goodness!
That was a great
So,
job.
so for those of you out there who are asking, what is this? This is the season opener for the Southern Series. All these drivers, the best drivers in the world, are shooting for the National Championship Cup. This series is brought to you by Scott Goforth of Goforth Tire. Brought to you by Goforth Tire. We are currently in East Tennessee at Windrock Off-Road Park in Oliver Springs, Tennessee.
Speaking of go forth,
He's going forth.
he's going forth up that hill too.
Put a new engine in this buggy, I believe, didn't he?
Not quite yet.
Oh, yeah?
He's planning to though.
kick himself. I'm good friends with Scott Goforth. He will be kicking himself.
He got all excited getting up there and didn't go quite far enough.
But you know what? It happens to the best of us.
I
doesn't it,
always
Joe?
climb to the top of the hill to put my eyes on the timers. Always. It's a really good idea. Sometimes it's not easy climbing them hills, though. They get pretty steep.
Sometimes getting to the top is more than enough.
But the key is he made it up both hills, and it's all about consistency, isn't it, Joe?
Absolutely. You have to be consistent, you know. And back to the driver's list at this race we're having at Windrock, the opener to the Southern Rock Racing. I was looking at the driver's list, and there was 25 drivers on that list that, in my opinion, they're the best in the country. We go to a lot of different series here and there, and it seems like the Southern Rock Racing Series definitely has the best of the best.
Well, it's just what I equate it to. Steve Robinson in that 1,000 horsepower buggy.
Raging Hornet? Raging Hornet.
Right.
That's right.
And I believe that's Nick Campbell in the driver's seat.
Like a rocket.
That young man not playing. Looks like we have a new leader, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Joe, we had a question from Dave Roberts asking how many are coming to Mountain Mud Run. Do you know that?
As of right now, I think we got 8 or 9 confirmed, and we're shooting for 12 to 15.
But that's just bouncers. You got like a ton of stuff going on.
Oh, we have
right?
mega trucks going on, and
This is
we
like
have
a big
rock
deal.
crawling, and it's a great time. And you know, the other thing, it's kind of a relaxed thing. You know, it's old school timers with stopwatches, and
That's what's up.
And it's all relaxed
and
environment.
they work. Those stopwatches, I guess, like a King of the Hammers, that's
yeah.
what they use in like these big time events.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to it. You know, everybody that came out last year said they had a great time, and they're all coming back this year, and we're looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
That's the sign of a successful event.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Any questions for Joe Pierce, the main maniac? Ask now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get suited up here pretty quick.
Yeah, Joe's about to hit hill number 2.
Yeah, we stole him away in here for a little while, but he's got to go out and get ready for his second run of the day.
And I believe we have, once Joe steps away, we have Adam Ringer. That's going to sit in with us, help us commentate a little bit.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Did I say the new leader?
Yeah.
The current leader.
No, you said that was the new leader.
You said Rachel.
Oh, my
We get a
bad.
little mixed up on our
My bad.
times here.
Let me sort this. Let me sort it out.
Joe, Alice Gerst said that she wants to go to your, what's it called? Your mud event?
Mountain Mud Run is the name
Mountain
of the
Mud
park.
Run.
Yeah.
Hi, Alice. Thanks for watching.
Hi, Alice. We'd love to have you. Come on up. You hit me up. I'll give you the details, and we'll take care of you. Hopefully you like lobster. Yeah, lots of lobster.
At some point, what's right there will be outside.
So do we have? We've got the young. We've got. Yeah, I think we've got Forrest Kirkus behind the wheel
Making sure we got
of
the
Hillbilly Deluxe.
top of the hill cleared off before we send anyone else. It's like Forrest on the line. Forrest Kirkus and his rental for
Yes.
the day.
And a big shout out to the Kirkus Circus. Some of the busiest folks in racing these days.
They got a lot going on. Razors and bouncers. And,
Running multiple series.
Yeah,
they're
boys.
putting it out there.
yeah, they're doing good.
Forrest and his Timmy Chuck racing buggy on loan from Tim Sorensen and racing for his dad Roland, who wasn't able to be here today, but putting down a time for him.
I think Forrest found the skinny pedal.
I talked to him a little bit earlier after Hill 1, and he said oh!
All right, he's posing for a picture. Hang on
His
right
camera's
there.
out.
Matt Myrick is getting a couple of pictures
There you go. Good job, Forrest. But I talked to him a little bit earlier, and he said, obviously obviously buggy is not quite fitted for him, and he was having a little trouble reaching everything that he needed to in there and getting it where he wanted it to go, but he's doing his best here to lay down a good time for Mr. Roland Perkins. Steve Howell, I agree. When was our last selfie?
What am I
Too long ago.
What am I, chopped liver, Steve?
I don't know. Hey, I think I've had a couple of those moments already.
It's true. I got a set of jorts waiting for that moment, sir.
I don't know about that. Joe Donald Stubbs asks, what's the horsepower on your buggy?
It's right around 600. I have probably the least amount of power out of most of these guys.
Isn't it crazy how things have progressed?
I know, it's hard to keep up. We were just talking about that, and it's more and more and more. So we've got we've got the suspension dial pretty good, and that was my first goal. So I think the next step will be some engine upgrades.
Put a little NOS on there.
I've actually already purchased it. Yeah.
Well, looky on the screen, people.
Are we clear on top day?
Bobby Tanner.
Is it a jack attack?
Bobby Tanner on the line. Bobby Tanner on the
It's Bobby. It's Bobby this time. Okay.
Bobby's running.
I can tell y'all, I've got a lot of buggers. That buggy handles better than anybody out there.
Really?
Yeah, sticks to the ground somehow.
Now you have a new leader.
Bobby
Yes.
putting down a time of 17.35. He is our new leader. Edging out Mr. Adam Ringer.
A little bit. 2 seconds. Yeah, was he that bad?
Speaking of Adam Ringer, Joe, I can't thank you enough for joining us in here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I reckon you better get ready.
Yes. I'm going to go get suited up. Nice talking to everybody, and have a great day, and stay tuned.
Thanks, Joe. And replacing Joe, we're
playing like musical chairs in the production trailer here with all our drivers coming in and joining us. And we've got Adam Ringer.
All right, the clock is the course is hot out there. We have Blake Schultz on the line in the Predator buggy.
I was talking to Blake earlier, and he said he's not going to take any of those left side options. He said, "Why turn the steering wheel and why do more work than you have to? Just go straight."
Look out.
And we've got our first rollover for Hill 2.
Hang on now.
Adam is giving Blake some directions from the trailer in here.
Hey, he needs to get back there on the track and try it again.
Blake looks like he's okay. While we're getting him situated, sit back, relax. We'll be back in a couple of seconds.
Nitro Gear and Axle offers one of the nation's widest variety of top quality differential and axle parts for nearly all makes and models, including a huge list of industry exclusive Toyota applications. Nitro's state-of-the-art machining and heat-treated processes produce stronger, longer lasting, and easier to install parts. From competitive rock crawlers to daily drivers, Nitro Gear and Axle offers the best quality and widest range of products for your axles.
No matter how big or tough the job gets, Alpha Specialties has the trailer that's right for you at a great price.
Whether you're hauling ATVs, bulldozers, or whatever, Alpha Specialties has a lot full of trailers to fit your needs and an experienced service team that'll never let you down. Alpha Specialties is your one-stop shop for quality trailers, parts, and service.
Now offering customized North Star truck beds starting at $1,700 and Mission Aluminum enclosed trailers with a lifetime warranty. Whatever you're hauling, Alpha Specialties will get you there.
Sure. Hey guys, welcome back to Hillside Live. I'm Bree Molitor, hanging out here with Dave Z and Adam Ringer. We are catching all the action here at Hill 2 at Windrock OHV Park. If you're just joining us, then we're going to get you caught up a little bit here while we chat with Adam, and we can go over our point standings so far. Mr. Blake Schultz is unfortunately hung up in some trees out on Hill 2, so Adam giggling over here.
So for the three of you out there who don't know who Adam Ringer is and what he's done, we're bringing him to you live. How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad about you all today.
Pretty
Enjoying
good.
the show?
Pretty. Where are you from, for those of you?
I'm from West Virginia, Buchanan, West Virginia, which is pretty much dead center of the state. So live right in the middle of a mountain state.
Sweet. What got you into the sport, Adam? What attracted to you to it, and what kept you in it?
I did lots of off-roading and trail riding and rock crawling and all kinds of different things before, and it just speed and adrenaline and steep hills, just
one thing led to another, and
yeah, pretty much. When it come around, there's a couple of events that come close up in our area, and the guys come to, like Bobby and Richie and all of them, come up and did some events up in like King Knob area. So really got us involved in it. And I actually had a buggy that come to a race here at Windrock. My first race I ever run was Windrock, which was 2013, I think, the spring of 13. And I run my Hemi buggy at here and just evolved and ended up with Showgirl. And it's pretty much the oldest buggy here compared to mine, and Bobby's is kind of old compared to
I remember old Showgirl from back in the day. Yeah. Was that when we were out on the hill on the backside of this?
Yeah, when we raced over here, like the second time that there was an event here, we raced over here in the bowl over here when we raced.
I'm trying to remember if that was the year that I brought the Juggy out here or not.
Yeah,
but.
No, I think you had your Avenger buggy, didn't you?
No, we didn't have that one yet. We've only had that one about 4 years. So.
Okay.
It kind of all runs together after a while.
No problem.
You know, it's kind of funny because you say that, you know, Screaming Blue and Showgirl are the two oldest buggies out here, but they're also two, correct me if I'm wrong, they're two of the most popular rentals out there. So they typically, Showgirl and Screaming Blue pull so many double duties.
Yeah.
Even on the off weeks, you know, if somebody's buggyless, so many times we read and hear of like, well, you know, he's running Showgirl or he's running Blue or whatever.
So when Showgirl goes by and it's not Adam in there, you know, it's like,
yeah.
a second.
Me and Bobby trade back and forth sometimes. Sometimes his is broke, sometimes mine's broke, and then Danny Smith has run it several different times. Like first time we had Showtime, well, the second time we was down at Showtime Hill, we run down there. Me and Danny run back to back. At that time, it was the only Rockwell buggy in the world to climb Showtime Hill, and it climbed it 4 times that day, which was the only buggy in the world to do that too. So,
John, I mean, if you can, why not, right?
That's right.
John Barbero says hello from Bridgeport, West Virginia. Anybody got any questions for the man of the hour? Please write it down, and we'll try to get to it. We're about to check out some action live with the winner of Hill number 1, Wes Keene. What can you say about Wes Keene?
Wes Keene's like Bobby and Richie and all of them. He's a grandfather to the sport. He did lots of racing and was doing this actually before pretty much anybody. And Wes can just drive extremely, one of the best drivers out here. I don't care what anybody says. Just amazes me most of the time what he does.
Looks like they got the course just about hot, so we're going to get back to the action momentarily. We thank you all for joining us. Please, if you haven't shared, share it.
Oh, no. That's never a good sign.
All right, just save that. He's going to be at last. Y'all good?
Do so good on the first hill and then have a bad episode like that.
And we've got the RCV recovery crew on the scene while they're getting things sorted out. We're going to be back in a minute. Stand by. Watch this.
We had to kill that buggy, so your RRS system should be tripped.
Eliminate burnt plug wires forever with Excel ceramic spark plug wires. High temperature double silicone construction makes them ideal for turbocharged and supercharged engines or any car with headers. Find a set for your application today at excel-ignition.com.
Daddy said sit down, listen to my words. Life's full of ups and downs, you'll fall and you'll learn. Don't waste your time on mistakes. Take time for yourself, figure it out. Life is good, my son. As long as I'm alive, I'll be by your side. Yeah, follow your heart, my son.
Bring your old iron furniture back to life. Add some flair to your custom hot rod. No job is too small or too big for Rick's Powder Coating. Rick's Powder Coating. Start with a great finish.
Hey, we want to welcome everybody back. Yes. We want to welcome everybody back to the season opener for the Southern Series.
Do you want me to help you out here, Dave?
Please do.
What's up, guys? You're watching Hillside Live. I'm Bree Molitor here with Dave Z, who's a little tongue-tied right now, apparently.
Little bit.
Got Adam Ringer still joining us here in the production trailer. We've got some recovery going on Hill 2. Wes Keene took a tumble into the trees.
Everybody asking if he's okay, and we definitely got that thumbs up. Everything, he's fine.
I don't know about his buggy right now, but Wes is okay.
I think it's a really good opportunity that we can take this time to talk about the point system that we have in place that's been in place pretty much since the beginning. So as you know, Wes won Hill number 1, okay? And he gets 50 points for winning Hill number 1. And the way the points goes from first place takes 50 points, 47 points goes to second place, 44 points goes to third, 42 points goes to fourth, and then it goes 1 point per place. If you do not finish and you make the start of the hill, you're going to get 10 points. If you just break the beam, you're going to get 5 points. If you don't show up and don't break the beam, you get the big 0. So Wes on the first hill took 50 points. On this second hill, he got 10 points. So all in all, he got 60 points, which is where strategy, and maybe you can help us out with this strategy, comes into place. You may have the fastest time on Hill 1, but you're locked into those points. It's its own entity. It's its own race. But if you don't finish or you don't start, that's pretty much what you end up with. You could end up with 60 points, and then somebody who finishes 4th and 6th could have more overall points and win the day.
So it's not the combined times from the hill, it's the points that you gain, from where you place on the hill.
Can you elaborate on that, Adam?
In the first place, the 3 points really makes a big difference too, because if you take first place on either hill, you get 3-point lead compared to anybody else. So it helps out a lot. There's been several times that people have won the overall day because they did really good on one hill, might not did so well on the second hill. And a good example is like last year when Bobby took first place at Grey Rock. He he had no idea that he really won, because how the point system works, he did really good the first run and did really good the second run compared to everybody else in the pack, because some people didn't complete the first time, then they finished the second time, but some people didn't finish the second time that finished the first time. So it really makes a difference with the points running that way, because it's like having 2 separate races in the same day.
So it really pays to be consistent with where you're placing on the hill, because it's all about the points, not just the times that you're putting down.
So when you look at somebody like Brandon Davis, who every time out, he may not be hitting a first or second place run, but so consistently, he's either on the podium or knocking on the door of the podium. By the end of the year, he's pretty much in the running for the Cup.
Yeah,
so
as long as we don't have no major breakages and nothing like that, then everything turns out real well, because the points add up over the long term instead of just thinking about the day-to-day race.
Right. The way that one way to explain it is to not think of it as a 10-event series, but a 20-hill series.
Exactly.
So each hill is its own animal with the way that the point system works. And while we're talking about it, the UTVs are a similar setup. As long as they run one hill, it's based on points. Like we did today, they only did one hill this morning, so it's going to be based on points. When the UTVs run 2 hills, however, then it's combined times.
Yes.
Not trying to confuse you guys. If you want to know all the details and have it laid out for you, go to the SRRS.rocks website.
Yes, and before we go any further, I just want to give a huge shout out to my second mother. She's like a second mother to me, Carmen Villanova. Hola, from New York City. I love you and the family. I'll see y'all soon. Mwah. She's from Puerto Rico.
There you have it.
It's like, you've been to Puerto Rico, haven't you?
We run down there at Puerto Rico 2 years ago.
What did you love it?
Oh, yeah, it was great.
I think we should lobby to get that back on the docket sometime soon.
Oh, yeah, I think it needs to happen again. It's a great place to go.
Let's talk to Clyde about that. Clyde, we need to get back to Puerto Rico. What do you think? He's shaking his head.
Hurricane kind of put a damper in what we had put together.
For sure. They're still rebuilding over there. They got hit so hard with that hurricane, and some people are just getting their power back now. So it's going to be a while, but I think we're going to be back in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I think it was something like the first time in 93 years that the island had actually been hit directly by a hurricane.
Crazy.
If you guys have any questions for Adam, now is a great time to drop a comment for us, and we can talk with him right here.
Yeah, or about the sport in general. If you have a question about the format, if you want to know what our schedule is, or if you want to check out some of the drivers' swag, or if you want to see something about Busted Knuckle or Mad Ram 11, go to SRRS.rocks. And you can find out anything about anything there. We have all of the drivers' profiles. If you want to see what's inside Showgirl, how Adam, what he has inside Showgirl, if you want to know about him, check out the driver's profile at SRRS.rocks.
That's right. And for anyone that can actually make it to the events, we've got the drivers' cards.
Yes.
Baseball card style for the drivers that have their picture in the buggy and the buggy specs on there. So if you're at an event, then that's something that you can get. You can get it autographed. Right, Adam? You got to sign some autographs?
Yeah, and we actually sign some and do autographing for stuff that Clyde gives to charity groups and stuff. So it works out good. And fans, we love talking to the fans. That way, get to know who they are and everything.
Some guy named, Luke Wilson asked if he could borrow a Showgirl.
No, that name, it kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah. I don't know, I think he was some old guy, right?
I think he's an old, ancient racer, and then he kind of doesn't come around as much anymore and everything, but we'd probably let him run it if he showed up somewhere.
Oh, you hear that, Luke? You got to show up.
Well, if you have any questions for Adam, ask away. He's about to... not get replaced, but we're about to have another special guest sit in for a minute or two.
It was good talking to y'all. Y'all have a good day and enjoy the show.
Thanks for sitting in, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
All right, buddy. And we want to welcome everybody to the season opener for the Southern Series. Everybody's chasing the National Championship Cup. This is presented by Go Forth Tire. We are at Windrock Off-Road Park in East Tennessee. It's a beautiful day. It started out with just a brief mist, but turned into, it was a little chilly, a little windy this morning.
Yeah.
Turned into a glorious day out here in East Tennessee.
It's beautiful out here. We're very thankful compared to what we had for the last race in Bridgeport. Not so great.
Now, before we introduce our new face on the camera, we have a question. What are the cost of these rigs? These rigs can cost north of $150,000. Some of them are more budget builds, but pretty much the name of the game is you want to put the best possible parts on the best possible chassis.
I mean, it all depends on what you're putting into it.
100%. So, yeah, you can figure on $100,000 to $150,000 for a world-class machine.
To really be competitive. I mean, you can run what you're brung, right? I don't know where that phrase first started, but you can do it out here. It just depends on how competitive you want to be and what you want to have in the buggy. So,
and with that being said, you could put together a machine, or you could buy a machine for $20,000 and have the best time in the world. I don't want you to think that this is like totally out of the realm of the possibility for a normal guy or gal.
I raced the Juggy for a couple years with these guys, and that was definitely not a $100,000 buggy. So, and I did beat Richie and Bobby and all of them a couple times. You know,
it took a beating.
Did. And okay, now that we've got you in here, Eric, introduce yourselves for everybody that's out there. Tell us a little bit about you.
I am. My name's Eric Hagan. I've been around as I think the #1 fan since the day it started, and maybe even
I forgot about your signs that you
had signs. I almost had to retire the signs because there were so many people that were new to the sport that had come in that needed new signs. So I still have the megaphone, and you probably have heard it already this morning. But in order to get my voice heard, I will boost it with the electronics a little bit. So,
Eric, what do you love about the sport? I mean, there are a lot of super fans out there, us included.
That's right.
What do you love most about it, man?
Yeah, there's a few things I love the most, but one is just the family of it. Everyone is family, regardless of where you are in the hierarchy, at the top, at the bottom. It doesn't matter. I'm a fan, and people treat me like I am somebody, and it's just like
everybody's special out here, Eric.
Love the horsepower. I love the sounds of those motors, and to me, honestly, I like the way race gas smells. So it smells good.
It's like nothing else.
Nothing like some race fuel in the morning.
That's right. Like sweet nectar.
So just to let everybody out there know, right now we're in the middle of a recovery. We're getting somebody out of the look at that right there. Look at that right
West
there.
Keene got a little crazy out there.
Free wheel motion.
He's okay. We will be continuing. The RCV recovery crew has been doing such a bang-up job today. This has definitely been our most challenging recovery as of yet. What do you think about the hills so far, Eric?
They're steep. And it's amazing that they're going up so fast, in my opinion.
They're making it look easy, but we keep saying, I mean, most people know, but the camera does not do any of this justice.
And the fans love the Tennessee Cut boggers, and I believe that those are the tires of choice today that are really showing out. You've got the farmer tires, but you got the 10 Cut boggers is the way to go. And show us your boggers.
And with that, Clyde is going to run us straight into a commercial. It's about 30 seconds. Grab a drink, and we're going to be right back, y'all.
No matter where your ride takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb.
Come on.
When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
Welcome back to Hillside Live with Dave and Bree, and we've got a little bit of a special guest in the studio right now. Bree?
We've been swapping people out today, like musical chairs. This is fun. We're trying to bring something new to everybody out there and give you a taste of not only the drivers, but the crew that's behind all these events, the ultimate fans like Eric Hagen. He's still in here, so I can point to him. And just let y'all get to know everybody, because the people are what's really the driving force behind this race series. You see what I did there?
Yeah, I did. Now, Bree, who's this madman to our right?
Oh my gosh, Zach Garner. What can we say about Zach?
He wears a ton of different hats. He is one of the hardest working people, either in front of the camera on the main scene, or behind the scenes as well. He does so much for the sport. And I'm not saying this because he's sitting right next to me right there.
Yeah, I haven't heard you say any of this yet, Dave.
He paid me.
I'm kidding.
But it's just amazing what he does for the love of the sport. And
I said he looks tired.
I mean, Zach, what are you doing? You're committed. You're pretty much committed to the 10 race season, correct? The main season. What else are you doing, buddy?
Definitely committed to that. Also, the Bounty Series. We're going to be out there broadcasting, trying to get as much visibility to our racers as possible. Help build the sport.
What the Bounty? You mentioned the Bounty Series. Can you briefly explain? Is that Bouncers, UTV? Explain the Bounty Series to these people.
Bounty Series is a UTV, ATV. It's UTV race, and these guys absolutely kill it. It's a 5-hill series. Make it to move on to the next one. It's a point series, so they're getting cumulative. It's a lot of fun. They do a lot of flipping, a lot of wrecking, and it's really big this year. The UTV world in itself is just growing in size so fast, partly because it's a lot cheaper to get into. The average Joe can do it. You always have 1,000 fans in the crowd going, I'd climb that hill, yet when we leave, they don't do it either. And probably for good reason. These are some nasty hills. They make it look good. I just was trying to get out of the heat. It was hot out there. I just want to come out in here. It's turned out to be a beautiful day.
Cold this morning.
It's a little chilly this morning, but now I'm missing it. I had to come out of a jacket and underwear and everything else. And like I said, it's trying to calm it down. My job is out there with the fans. That's where I want to be. I want to be on the side of the hill. Just watch the awesome crash.
And Zach will climb the hill. Zach will put his hand. He will help the RCV recovery crew. He's out there, boots on the ground.
Out there pushing some UTVs.
If you're on the fence right now, if you're like, well, I'm thinking about going to an event. I like Timmy Cameron. I love this. I love that. I like the Outlaw. I love the Outlaw. If you don't, you got to come out just for the comedic relief of Zach Garner. This guy is a nut job. He's so much fun. He keeps the crowd engaged, and he knows this sport. He loves this sport, and it shows. It's
actually my picks were Timmy.
Okay.
Clayton.
We talked. Now, for those of you who are like, what do you mean picks?
Oh, my picks to win. I always try to pick the winner and everything else. And I picked originally before we started Timmy, Cameron, Bubba Bacon, and Clayton Hollingsworth. Wes King come in. He's gonna. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Wes is fixing to drive off the hill with 3 wheels, because I'm pretty sure one of the other drivers behind him took his lug nuts.
Yeah, y'all need to watch this. This is going to be special right here.
All right, Zach, go do your thing. Thanks for joining us.
Calipers today. That's what I was thinking. The brake light, but the caliper and everything's still better.
Zach Garner, he's a good one. And we appreciate everybody tuning in. This is a season opener for the Southern Series. Well, the best drivers in the world are all chasing these points, going for the National Championship Cup. And here at Windrock, this has been presented by Go Forth Tire. We've got Wes Kitty in the woods right now. We're trying to get him off, or I'm Wes Kitty. I work with a guy named Wes Kitty. How you doing, Wes?
What was that?
But Wes Keene. Wes Keene is off the side of the hill. And the RCV recovery crew is trying to get him out of the woods so we can continue with Hill 2. We're going to get you the leaderboard here in a minute. As you've noticed, we've since our last race in Bridgeport a couple of weeks ago, Clyde Bynum and crew have made some huge strides with the live feed as far as dialing in, you know, a few extras. Wouldn't you say, Brie?
Yeah, we're dressing up the screen this time with the time clock up there, the names of the drivers, and I'm watching Wes Keane driving off this hill with 3 tires.
There we go, people. So right now,
I feel like I've seen him do that before. Probably.
I remember Matt Myrick doing it out at King of the Hammers.
Yeah, I do. I definitely remember that. What?
Like a dog, yeah, looked like a dog dragging himself across the carpet.
What was that, 4 years ago?
I think it was the first one.
It's okay. So our leaderboard looks like currently Bobby Tanner in Screamin' Blue is in first place with a time of 17.35. In second place, Adam Ringer and Showgirl, 19.64. Third place, Stephen Robinson with a 20.72. Randall Key, 23.09. Scott Goforth, 27.16. Roland Kirkus with a 98.16. And Wes Keane got himself 10 points for that try up the hill.
But he definitely got some points for putting on a show.
For sure, for sure. We got Matt Schisler. I need you to listen to this motor.
Wow.
Matt with a time of 55.91. Now, after watching that recovery, watching what Wes Keane did, it had to have played into Matt Schisler's head a little bit. He's seen what happened. I mean, absolutely. You could just tell at that spot right there.
Well, after watching 2 in a row, same spot, same problem.
I think it might be getting a little dug out. Maybe that top's looking like it's changing with every racer.
We've got Eric Hagan back in the seat with Bree and I. Super fan.
Number 1. Can't beat me. Biggest fan out there. I think I have all the racers' autographs multiple times. I've even had a few of them sign my forehead. So
looks like we got.
That sounds special.
Looks like we got Bebo on the line. What's up, Bebo? This is the second hill he's ever raced.
Like ever, yeah. And he did awesome on the first hill.
So smooth.
We talked with Mr. Brian Bebo Watt yesterday, and he said it's like a dream come true for him to be out here racing. Scott Goforth signed him up, surprised him with it, said, hey, you're racing next weekend.
Hey, Eric, Luke Wilson says, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Luke?
Jordy.
Hey, bogging with Steve so far, it is Bobby Tanner in the lead with a 17.35 seconds. Now, when Bobby made that time, who was sitting in that seat 5 feet from us? We had Adam Ringer, who was the current leader at the time.
Yep, Bobby edged him out. What, like 2 seconds?
And he just smiled and said, "Of course, Bobby's going to beat my time. Of course." It was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. Jordy Graham, I haven't talked to Bebo yet today, but I do remember that Jordy, I don't know if I told you yesterday, but he suggested a different name for Bebo's buggy, Uptown Funk.
What does everybody around the world think?
I don't know what Bebo thinks about that.
Does Bebo need to rename the buggy Uptown Funk?
I believe the current working name is Rockenstein.
Rockenstein.
So we'll see what sticks. All right. Sounds like we're getting him lined up out there, ready to go.
I think Bebo was lying to us about how many professional races he's had.
I think he was sandbagging us. Look at him go.
Come on, Bebo.
I love the way that buggy looks. It's got a style that is unlike any other. Right now, anyway, the lines of it.
Speaking of lines, I don't think he crossed the finish line, and I don't know if he knows it.
Gas it.
He doesn't look happy up there. Dang, he was doing so awesome.
Everything dead? Yeah. We had some wiring issues already.
Hit the reset button on the RI.
What a heartbreaker. Inches from the beam.
He really took that hill like a champ. So close.
So is that an RI?
And I don't know if that time is going to count because of the intervention. We'll have to wait on a ruling for that. I think we have. Who do we have on the line, Bree?
It's a Jack Attack. Jack Porter with his rented buggy, Screaming Blue.
What a rental to have. That's like going to budget rent a car and getting a Rolls Royce. Just going in, wanting a Honda Accord or something like that, and walking out with a Mercedes.
We had Jack in here earlier on the show talking with us after Hill 1. And he was pretty pumped about how he did and how Blue did on Hill 1. We'll see how he does here. Come on, Jack. Nice.
Yes.
Jack is back, baby.
So glad we got Jack in the driver's seat this time around. Venom's still not cooperating for him, but luckily he happens to know a guy that has a pretty decent rental buggy.
Yeah.
Got to take Screaming Blue up these hills.
Now, Jack pretty much drove Bree and I to the race, and I tell you what, he's going to be taking us home, and it's going to be a pretty good ride, I believe.
He's an excellent chauffeur.
Yes. And
I like to think that we keep him entertained too.
Well, he's going to be in pretty good spirits, I think.
Jack is a machine too. He can just drive and drive and drive and drive. And then show up here and race and drive up the hill.
We've got the main maniac on the line. Joe Pierce all the way down from Maine, baby.
Oh, yeah. I call him the main event.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
You should get t-shirts made.
Yeah, totally. We interviewed him. Last time I got to spend some time with him, just for fun, and he's always a great time to talk to. And just to be able to talk to just your general run-of-the-mill fan is always a good time with Joe.
Looks like we may have a new leader, ladies and gentlemen.
That was quick.
For those of you who might have just joined us recently, we just had Joe Pierce in the production trailer with us not too long ago in between his Hill 1 and Hill 2 runs. So we had him chatting with us, answering some questions, and he just went out and annihilated Hill 2.
And I believe it's the best unofficial time we can give you, but it looks like we have a new leader. Joe Pierce in first place on hill number 2 with a time of 16.83. In second place is Bobby Tanner, 17.35. And on hill 2 in third place is Adam Ringer. And right now we've got...
I mean, if you can't tell by the sound, that would be Tim Bacon. Well, that's not how I saw that going. Tim Bacon having to back off with a broken front driveline. Is that? Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Driveline failure. So, before Tim Bacon broke his drive shaft, I was in the process of telling you what our leaderboard looks like for Hill 2. This is Hill 2. Joe Pierce is in first place on Hill 2, followed by Bobby Tanner, Adam Ringer, Steven Robinson, Jack Porter. Right now we have Timmy Chuck Racing, Tim Sorensen in Hillbilly Deluxe.
Ooh, he found that spot that Richie was in earlier. Same exact spot. Look at that.
Same exact spot.
I think he's trying to finish what Richie started.
You know, we were talking earlier with Adam about buggies that have been around for a long time, and Hillbilly Deluxe is one of those, really.
That's exactly what I was going to say, and if that buggy could talk, the stories it would tell, because it has had some interesting stories and storylines. I think everyone knows that buggy and kind of knows the history of it, and it has been an awesome performing buggy over the years, for sure.
Hi, Steve Stosberg. Thanks for watching.
And for those of you just tuning in, this is the season opener for the Southern Series presented by Go Forth Tire. We're here at Windrock Park in Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Turned out to be a gorgeous day, beautiful day. We raced the UTVs in the morning, and then we graduated on to the big bouncers. Bree, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. I had a caffeinated drink. There's sunshine outside. I'm watching an excellent show here. Hanging out with Eric Hagan, who I haven't seen in quite a long time.
It's been a while. Yeah, I even had to break out the sunglasses after lunch. It's sun's starting to peek its head out, and it's feeling really good out here, for sure.
And we really want to thank our partners in media. We have, of course, Busted Knuckle, Mad Ram 11, and we have somebody who I haven't seen in a minute and a half. Christy Moat showed up.
Yeah.
Christy does such an amazing job snapping those pictures. And if you haven't checked her out, you need to. And while they're doing this recovery, why don't you grab a Coke, watch this, and we'll be right back.
Affordable, EFI is in sight now with Sniper EFI from Holly. Easy to install, self-tunes, and replaces most 4-barrel carbs. Forget cold start issues, hesitations, vapor lock, and flooding. Get big performance starting at just $999.95. Sniper EFI.
Power, progression, determination, innovation, experience, speed. We are Super ATV. With industry-leading suspension, heavy-duty Rhino brand axles, and all-out performance tuning, let Super ATV fuel your off-road passion. Visit superatv.com.
No matter where your ride takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb. When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
Welcome back to Hillside Live. You're watching with Dave and Bree here. We've got Tim Sorensen of Timmy Chuck Racing out on Hill 2. We had to do a bit of recovery for him. Got hung up in the trees there.
I believe that's Matt Myrick with his camera.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
So what are you guys thinking? I mean, first of all, if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to let us know how we're doing on the live feed. Let us know what you're loving. Let us know if you like the starting clock or the timer.
Yeah. Or if you've got a driver that you want us to bring in here and do some guest commentating with us, or if you've got any questions for him, of course, let us know.
We can do it.
We've got Tim Cameron on the line.
Tim Cameron has won 2 national championships. He is 3 with the bouncers, 2 with the UTVs. So he is going to try to 4-peat this year. Well, you know, it's the next logical thing from 3-peat. We're going to 4-peat.
I just gave Dave a weird look.
So yes, people are like, what's the schedule? What's going to be going down soon? Well, our next race is going to be a Wildcat in Kentucky, and it's March 30th and 31st. It's a gorgeous park. It's a beautiful, beautiful park.
I've never been. This will be my first time to Wildcat, and our next race following that will be Bikini Bottoms. That'll be my first time there as well.
That's going to be April 27th and April 20th. And the really cool thing about Wildcat and Bikini Bottoms, there is not a bad seat in the house. And speaking of not a bad seat in the house, they have an amazing viewing area here at Windrock.
Oh yeah, it's awesome out there today. The whole bottom of this hill area is, just full of spectators, and it's a super spectator-friendly event.
So it's really cool because we have the pit area. As you're looking at those bouncers right there, they're lining the bottom of the hill, and directly in back of those bouncers, I'm talking about 10 feet, 5 feet in back of those bouncers, that's the viewing area. So you're like up close and personal with the drivers.
Yep.
And how many people have come up to you today and told you, like, I cannot believe the access we have to the pits and the drivers and the buggies?
Yeah, this is a really awesome setup at this park. We're out here at Windrock OHV Park in Oliver Springs, Tennessee, for anybody that might have missed that. And we're loving the weather. We're loving the setup here today. And sitting here at Hill 2 waiting for confirmation that the course is cleared. We got Tim Cameron on the line.
Y'all need to stand back.
I see what you did there.
Tim out the top, and we have a new leader. It looks like.
That buggy sounded fierce.
Gosh.
That was quick. I blinked and he was at the top already.
He just edged out Joe Pierce by a little under a second. Unbelievable.
Dave, can we get a rundown of our current top 5? We've got a couple people asking.
Yeah, we're going to top 5 it right now. In the lead is TC himself, Tim Cameron, with a 15.89. 15.89 is the time to beat. Then we have Joe Pierce in second, Bobby Tanner in third, Adam Ringer in fourth, Steven Robinson in fifth. It is a who's who of rock bouncing out here. We got the postman himself, William Stewart in Gone Postal. Good. All right, y'all at home, I need y'all to get your cameras out. Will's posing for you. And those look like 2 brand new deep cut stickies. Those are some Go Forth stickies on the back, y'all. Will told us earlier this morning that, after his performance in Bridgeport where he smoked those tires, Scott hooked him up with some brand new stickies.
I think he left most of his tires on those rocks and on that second hill in Bridgeport. Man, he was doing everything he could to get up that ledge.
If you didn't see Will's run, you need to go to the Southern Rock Racing Facebook page and go to the Bridgeport performance or the Bridgeport show. You have got to see that run. Will put on a show for everybody. He didn't make the podium, but he won the fan favorite award that day, I would say.
Absolutely. Everyone was cheering for him to get up that hill.
How you doing, Tiff? It didn't look like it was turning, did it?
For anybody just joining us who may have missed it, you're watching Hillside Live. Yes, we are indeed live. We've had a couple questions about that. We are here at Windrock OHV Park in Oliver Springs, Tennessee, for the opener of the Southern Series presented by Go Forth Tire. We had the UTVs out here earlier today. We're on Hill 2 with the bouncers right now, about halfway through our lineup for our second hill. Got a little recovery going on for Will Stewart.
And we appreciate you tuning in today. We've got a great crowd out here live in the park.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of the crowd down there.
And for those of you,
for
those of you who are just tuning in, if you like what we're doing, if you've got a favorite driver, if you love the sport of rock bouncing, if you just like off-roading in general, I'm just going to ask you to do one thing, and that's share. Share the feed, spread the word, spread the love, and we do appreciate it. And if you have any questions for any of your favorite drivers, feel free to drop it in the comments section below, and we will try to either get them in here to answer it themselves or get you an answer.
So, Will Stewart in his Gone Postal buggy. Still working on getting him off the hill and back on all fours.
And a lot of you ask, what's this all about? You know, is it about winning $1 million? Is it about, you know, the glory or whatever? It's about that bad boy right there. That's what they're pushing for. They're
I mean, there's a little bit of glory and there's a little bit of money too, but yeah, the trophy.
Yeah, they're everybody trying to get on that podium.
That's right.
And if they say they're not telling you the whole story. Getting on that podium, it's coveted. It's a pretty awesome thing because you're racing against, hands down, the best drivers in the world.
Yep.
Now, these hills that you've been watching today, both Hill 1 and Hill 2, they look pretty good on TV. But if you actually came out to the park and just, you don't even have to walk up to the hill. You could be 100 yards back. Your jaw would drop. It looks just like
it's
a wall.
intimidating looking up at this hill. The cameras do not do it justice. I'm sure most of you guys realize that out there, and we've said it, but it's way different actually standing out there trying to walk up it. Everyone's been on, you know, practically all fours, crawling, climbing up the hill, and it's a mean hill. It's steep.
And for folks who've never actually driven, you know, it's one thing being a super fan or a great fan, but the drivers, you know, you're a driver, and what looks impossible and what looks ridiculous, you know, when we were talking to Joe Pierce earlier, he was just like, it's a good hill, you know, it's all right. It's a fast hill, and to the average person, they're looking at a brick wall, you know, so it's amazing. We really appreciate everybody tuning into the live feed, but if you get the opportunity to come back and hang out with us, hang out with the drivers, I think you'd have an amazing time.
Yeah, check out the website srrs.rocks to find the event schedule for everything coming up the rest of the season, and hopefully there will be one near you that you can come witness the action firsthand.
Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna try to sell you a T-shirt or a hat or anything like that. But if you do want a hat or a T-shirt, we have a bunch of driver signature shirts. You can check it out on SRRS.rocks. They're priced right, and
represent your favorite driver.
Rep your favorite driver. I've got about 6, and I don't know.
Dave goes all fanboy when he comes out.
For real, I do. It's terrible. Look, speaking of fanboy, Jack Porter truthfully does drive Bree and I to we all carpool together, and we haul Blue, Screamin' Blue, and Venom to the races, and it's such an honor to like be hauling Blue. It's like this weird deal hauling Blue.
We get a lot of looks at the gas stations.
Yeah, but it's just like
highway.
Seeing the buggy that you totally geek out over. You know what I mean? And you're hauling it to the race. It's a pretty cool thing.
There's Will Stewart getting a little help getting to the top of the hill here.
Now we have been playing musical chairs with drivers all morning, and we just had a hillbilly join us. Well, not really.
A deluxe version of a hillbilly.
Yeah. Texas-born Will Stewart, now a Tennessean.
That's right.
Hey, there may be a few of you out there that don't realize this, but Will Stewart moved to Tennessee for rock bouncing.
That's some serious dedication and passion for the sport right there.
So we've got Tim Sorensen hanging out with us for the next few runs. He'll be commentating with us. How you doing, Tim?
Doing great. How are you?
Great. You had a heck of a run. You pretty much, from our perspective, it looked like you were trying to finish what Richie Keith was trying to started about an hour ago.
Yeah, we come out on hill 1. Buggy was running a little bit rough. We decided to pull some timing out of it. We ended up pulling about 5 degrees out. Buggy come on a little hotter on hill 2, and took a bad bounce, ended up in the trees, and that's racing.
Yes, sir. And it looks like we have Bubba Bacon on the line. Tim Bacon had a really tough break. He didn't even make it 30 feet up the hill when he broke his front drive shaft.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was drive shaft or serpentine belt, but man, he took a bad break there.
After this run, we'll learn a little bit more about what makes you tick. How about it? You down for it?
That sounds great.
John Conley says, "What's up, Timmy Chuck?" Bubba Bacon sitting out at the starting line, rattling our production trailer walls. He's right outside. Who wants to see some bacon horsepower eat up this hill?
Man. If you love you some bacon, let us know in the comments section down below.
Well, all right then.
That looks like it's going to be good enough to launch Bubba Bacon into second place right now on hill number 2. Now, we're going to let you guys know, or we're going to go over the point system one more time before the end of the day. Each hill is its own entity. So you do get points for hill 1, and you get separate points for hill 2. We add up the points, and whoever has the most points at the end of the day wins the day. And hanging out with Bree and I, we got Tim Sorensen. Tim Sorensen, where are you from, buddy?
We're from a little town in Indiana, southern Indiana, Linville, Indiana.
And here we've got Clint Evans piloting the General.
He's got just a little bit of horsepower, a little bit of NOS boosting him up this hill.
Yeah, we're looking at over 1,000 horsepower in the General right now.
Hopefully that's enough to overcome some loss of momentum here.
Looks like he's got some farmers in the back, huh? It's getting rutted out for sure. Yeah, it's getting rutted out. So we're looking at a DNF, a did not finish.
So we've seen a few rollovers at this same spot. This was Clint Evans in the General. We'll get our recovery crew back out there.
And right before we go to a commercial, I am going to let you hang on. We're going to get a leaderboard thing going so you can know who's run and where we're at in the standings. Let's go over the did not finishes first. That was Wes Keene, Will Stewart, Clint Evans. Currently holding first place, we've got none other than Tim Cameron with a 15.89. And then next is Bubba Bacon with a 16.39. Joe Pierce right behind him with a 16.83, followed by Bobby Tanner with a 17.35. Adam Ringer with a 19.64. Steve Robinson with a 20.72. Jack Attack Porter with a 21.11. Randall Key with a 23.09. Scott Goforth with his 27.16. Matt Schisler, 55.91. And Roland Kirkus, Forrest Kirkus piloted with a 98.16. We're going to be right back. We'll see you in a minute.
RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
Raw power, we crave. Hammer down, throttle open. Nitro nose differentials and nitro nose power. With a range of parts to meet all needs. Quality, all conditions.
All right, guys, we're back with Hillside Live. You're hanging out with Dave Z and Bree Molitor here. We've got someone special joining us in the trailer to do some guest commentating and chat with us while we're getting Clint Evans off the hill here.
There's been a bunch of you asking for this guy right over here.
Look who we've got in the trailer.
What's up?
With us.
Now,
How y'all doing?
Now I can shake her hand.
I know. All right. Where do we
start?
start?
Go ahead, Tim.
Where do we start? I'm just going to let you talk.
Well, I don't know where to start either, really. But first off, I'm glad the buggy made it 2 hills. You know, I was coming out of Texas. I wouldn't say I was gun shy, but I was somewhat nervous because, you know, I'm so used to running the hill, doing the best I can, go home, bolt check, fill it with fuel, and not even working on anything, you know. So it kind of spoilt me.
That must be nice.
I know. It spoilt me, but me and Jim Jackson at Torque Motorsport, I believe we're getting this issue figured out. So huge thanks to them for, first off, for, you know, willing to help me and work through the problems. And so made it through today. Going to go home tonight, pull both thirds, and get everything prepped. We're going to try some more things to even make it better for our next event.
So for those of you who haven't been keeping up on social media, can you tell everybody exactly what went down at Bridgeport? Talk about the failure. A lot of people have been asking about that, and what you've put into place, and you know where your mind is regarding it.
We've got someone asking how you're liking the front suspension. So
front suspension so far, it's of course it's different, like way different than what I'm used to. The motor, I think, is what's getting on me right now. I'm used to going ahead and shifting on out to second right off the gate, and it's too much. I don't know if I just can't think fast enough or what, but so the second hill, I kept it in first gear and I was able to control it better. Still on and off throttle a lot, but I'm going to play with some gear ratios and try to get that a little bit more controllable. But more about Bridgeport, hill 1. Of course, I guess it's the first time I ever drove the buggy erratic. Made the turn, it felt great. Rear sway bar link broke. That's why it looked like it was just everywhere. Suspension did work good though. Hit the last ledge, it blew a seal out of the steering pump. But all that little stuff I got figured out. I know why it happened. That's the main thing. I didn't want to go in there blind.
For sure.
Something happening and me not knowing how it happened. But went to hill 2 and just had a little failure. It broke a ring gear, but there's a whole list of lines of why I think it broke. But
hey Tim, do you mind hanging out with us for a few runs like right now?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna go to the action live.
Yeah, let's do it.
Out there. We've got Clayton Hollingsworth on the line. This is going to be fun to watch, and I think you're going to like these camera angles, Tim.
Yeah, it looks really, really, really nice. This is the first time I've actually seen the live feed. Even what I didn't even watch it at home. Looks really, really cool.
We've got Tim Cameron in the studio with us.
Clayton's takeoff just shook the whole production trailer.
And Clayton out the top with a respectable 23.01. 23.01.
That buggy is a hill climbing monster. I've never experienced something accelerate so fast. I don't know if it's the farmers, combination of lightweight, trans break off the line. Buggy's very impressive in my personal opinion.
Gotta have some Jedi driving skills for these things, don't you?
Can you imagine? Wow.
Speaking of TC built, we've got Sam Carter coming up to the line. You want to talk about Plumbuck a little bit?
That buggy was awesome. Before he takes off, he broke the ring gear in the back on hill 1. At least we think that's what happened. It's making a pretty good noise, so he's going to attempt to see if he can just finish and get points. It'll be this second hill's pretty rough. It'll be interesting if old 14 volt will hang in there or not.
Yeah, I'm missing some teeth on that ring gear now.
Sam's got such a great attitude.
Oh yeah,
I really can't wait to see what he does this year.
Oh yeah. Hey, Sam, he'll push it like ragged edge push it. But it's cool to have people in the sport like that to keep pushing the envelope. Rear steer a little bit.
Does that bring back some memories for you?
It does. It does. It's holding together so far. Oh, no. There it went. Yep, front only. At least he tried. We kind of talked about it. Since the front was holding together, we thought about attempting to back up the hill, but that's a pretty steep hill to try to back up. But
talk about putting on a show.
You know, just try to get some points, but I don't know if you'd ever get the momentum in reverse to do it.
Our hats off to Sam Carter in Plumbuck.
But me and him talked about it. That ring gear in there is a regular stock gear you buy at like Yukon. He's gonna get a gear. We're gonna send it off, have it cryo treated, and they claim to be about 25% stronger after that treatment. So
we did that for the Avenger.
Yep.
So what do you think about Wildcat coming up? What do you think about that park, brother?
Heck, monster dirt hills with some rock ledges in them. I'm all for it, you know.
About some horsepower.
That way you can turn the motors loose, and you know I think it's what the crowd wants to see. It's just loud, high horsepower. It's a lot of speed. But I'm ready. I'm ready to get there.
Do you have a favorite park to race at, or a specific, hill or something at a park?
You know, I don't. I always loved Cable Hill, even though it's a high risk, tight quarters area. You know, but
it's unique. I think is why it's so kind of legendary now, because it's just like just unique for the kind of stuff that we race on. So speaking of upcoming events, what do you think about Bikini Bottoms?
Hey, I'm ready to go back. I want to go there and trail ride. I wanted to take this buggy there before I got it completed. To test gearing. I mean, that's a perfect place to test gearing and whatnot. on lugging the motor down, and
how about this buggy on the line? You may be a little bit familiar with it.
Yes, sir. Unfinished business. It was, that buggy. I can't say nothing bad about it. It treated me. I never broke. The only thing I ever had a failure, I broke one steer arm off. That buggy was. I raced it 2 years solid, and it did awesome for me.
This is Brandon Davis, of course. Racing it this time.
Wow. 1676.
A great run from Brandon Davis in unfinished business.
We had the pleasure of hanging out with Cheryl Davis a little bit earlier in the studio.
That's right. Timmy, someone wants to know if you're going to be at Rush Off-Road for the anniversary bash.
EB had gotten a hold to me. I'm not sure the actual date. I have to check into it and get back with everyone, but I'll be sure to post it on my page.
Hey, Tim, you think you mind hanging out with us for a few? All right, great. Guys, Bree and I, we're gonna be right back with Tim Cameron after a few words from our sponsors.
Takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb, when you choose RCV Performance Axles, you are guaranteed to finish every time.
Hey, welcome back to Hillside Live with Dave Z.
I'm Bree Molitor, and we've got a special guest, which I'm pretty sure you guys all know without us introducing, but none other than Mr. Timmy Cameron.
All right, here's the deal. Timmy just laid a smoking rundown on Hill 2, 15.89 seconds, and he edged out Bubba Bacon, who took second place, who's currently in second place, 16.39. Brandon Davis in unfinished business, 16.76 seconds for Hill number 2. What was it like, Hill number 2? I mean, you got the opportunity to watch a few other drivers hit it first.
Yes, sir.
Did it go exactly to plan?
I wouldn't say exactly, but it went very well. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to get used to the motor. I was wanting to make sure I kept myself from jumping that 2 spots too big. I knew if I went too big, costly time in the air, but at the same time, I want to go big enough to get the rear tire to clear and not have to back down.
Did racing UTVs this morning help give you a better idea of the first hill at all once you got on there with the bouncer?
I'm glad I went back to rear steer. It helped me a lot at the top, that right-hand turn. And, of course, being in a UTV, at least I got to somewhat feel the terrain, but felt good.
Yeah, that top curve on Hill 1 definitely caused some hang-ups for a lot of people up there, having to back up, losing a lot of momentum. So these hills out here today are no joke. We've said it before, we keep saying it. The cameras do not do anything justice, really, when we're talking about these super steep hills. I mean, they're right outside our trailer here, and just standing at the bottom and looking up is intimidating. So in Bridgeport we had some pretty technical stuff.
Yes, sir.
And hill number 1 today was kind of technical. Wasn't it?
It definitely wasn't just blow through there straight shot. Good left-hand turn at the bottom, a rollover hump, some 2 and 3 foot little kickers in the center, and a hard S-turn. It makes you think, makes you be on top of your toes, not to hit trees, and at the same time you want to be fast, but if you hit a tree, you have to back up. You know, in the back of your mind, you just cost yourself some spots.
And Timmy, before we run out of time, I just want to know, is there anybody you'd like to thank? Take your time with it. Yeah. You know what? Take the mic, because take your time, man. I know there are a lot of people behind the scenes that help out.
I wish I could remember everybody. My memory's nowhere near that good. I may ought to give me a sheet and try to practice and study.
We'll have that cheat sheet in here next time.
I can do that. But just like always, I just want to thank every single sponsor, spectator, all of you guys. You know, if it'd be no way for me to be as competitive as I am if it wasn't for all the support and people helping me out, get me through hard times, like Bridgeport breaking. I mean, I'm not used to tearing stuff up, you know. But I said, you know, in the back of my mind, had people tell me, don't worry about it, just keep on pushing, do the best you can. You know, if I don't win the championship, it don't matter. I'll come back next year, do the best I can. You know, all I can do is just try to push forward and have a great time.
And hopefully enjoy it.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'll always have fun. But I just want to say thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
So, Tim, now that you've kind of seen it, I mean, you said you never really watched it. You've been just ridiculously busy on the buggies, working on them, getting everything in place. What do you think about it so far, honestly? What's your... And you won't hurt our feelings. What do you think about...
Talking about the show?
Yeah, what do you think about the show, buddy?
Hey, it's awesome. I wish I knew how many messages I'd gotten, you know, from on Facebook, social media, of people saying it was pretty much next level to be able to sit at home on a couch and watch it. You know, because everybody can't travel real long distance, come watch it in person. Today was wonderful weather, by the way, but if we had bad weather, some people don't want to sit out in the rain. But to sit at home or be in your cell phone, going down wherever on the road, pretty much next level is awesome, amazing.
And just to let you guys know, we are... Hey, Clyde's producing this show today. Clyde, are we going to try to go live with the ceremony? Or what you can do is, if we don't go live, you can go to SRRS.rocks and you can check out who won the whole kit and caboodle. I'm sure it'll be posted on social media. It'll be posted all over social media.
The race results will be posted tomorrow. For anyone that wants to see the full list of our drivers and their times, you can go check that out on the SRRS Facebook page tomorrow. Had a couple questions about when we're going to Wildcat, and that's going to be March 30th through 31st, so just coming up in a couple weekends. Easter weekend.
If you're within a couple of 100 miles, if you're within 500 miles, it's worth it. It really is. I mean, Zach. Let's not lie. Zach's fun.
Yeah. He can cut some jokes for sure. But like Wildcat, it's a whole lot like Windrock, in my opinion. I mean, the hills will never ever be justice on camera. It's something to come out and just see in person for yourself.
You know, so on behalf of the entire Southern Rock Racing Series and the National Rock Racing Association, we appreciate you tuning in to Hillside Live. I've been Dave Z.
I'm still Bree Molitor.
And this guy right here is the current champion, and he's going to be fighting for every point. Thanks for joining us, Tim Cameron.
Very welcome.
And we're looking forward to seeing what happens in the weeks to come.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, we will see you soon. Check out Zach Garner on the starting line. They're going to have the pre-race show in a week or so for Wildcat. Everybody take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, guys.